and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle series, the School of Hard Knocks. So, throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2017 season. So it is Friday, guys. We are getting ready for the weekend. Hope you guys have lots of nice things planned to do over the weekend. And we're kind of just kicking off today's episode with that Smeagol team again. We've had a bit of an interim week this week, so we played my regionals team on Monday, played this team on Wednesday in the hope of kind of showcasing some of its gimmicks and little techniques and techs and things like that, but we didn't quite manage to do it. So we're going to try again today, finish off the week with a blast, hopefully, bump into some good opponents, give you guys some good battles to go away and enjoy your weekend with. So, big news next week. So yeah, we have the Twitch channel launching next week. Let's go with the original music here. We're going to start doing live streams next week. So Tuesday next week. Wow, that is one of the lowest rated players I've ever come across on Battle Spot Ladder. But we do not underestimate them, especially not with this team, because this team is gimmicky and it might not always work, as we know. So we'll get into the live stream stuff in a bit. My opponent already locked in, knows what they're going to do. So they are running a team of Mimikyu, Tapu Koko, Lurantis, Salamence, Pheromosa, and Celesteela. So quite a scary bunch of Pokemon together. I don't know, yeah, there must be a Trick Room mode between the Mimikyu and the Lurantis, and then you've got the fast mode with the Pheromosa, Tapu Koko, Intimidate support with the Salamence, and then we've got Celesteela just there for some nice switch-ins, I guess, for my opponent. We're definitely going to need the Arcanine here. Going to have to be a bit careful of the Tapu Koko, and the Pheromosa especially. Do we lead? I wonder if we forego maybe the Smeagol as a lead here. Let's think. Kind of want to overwrite the electric terrain though with Tapu Lele. Let's go Smeagol, Tapu Lele. I definitely want to bring Arcanine. And we could bring Gigalith or Muck here. Muck might be quite nice. But Chansey's also quite nice here. So we'll lock in with Chansey. Yeah. So as I was saying, guys, we've got our live stream starting next week on a Battle Spot Double series. We're kind of transitioning that over to the Twitch channel for a little while. We'll just do a trial period of it, see how it goes. If it goes well, then we'll carry it on. If not, then we'll just bring things back and do maybe VGC live streams. But in the long run, I'd like to set up like at least 2 days a week doing live stream episodes, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So we'll have all of the details for the live streams on Monday's episode of the School of Hard Knocks, all the links, all the time scheduling and everything like that. So do stay tuned for that, starting on Monday. I'm really excited about doing it. The last stream that we did over the weekend on YouTube was on a Saturday and Sunday building that team, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully we kind of continue that going into the rest of the stream schedule that we're going to have set up. So we've got my opponent leading off with Salamence and Mimikyu, so we can maybe expect the Lurantis to come in here, Mimikyu maybe to go for a Trick Room. So Tapu Koko might switch in as well. I think what I'll do is just go for a parting shot into the Mimikyu and go for a Moonblast into the Salamence. And we'll just readjust our board position. So Salamence withdraws. We're going to see Celesteela come in. Okay. So we might see the Trick Room get set up. I just don't want to lose Smeagol too early on in this match. I feel like it might be important later on. And let's see what this Mimikyu goes for, if it is going to go for a Trick Room or not. We'll bring in Arcanine, because we put instant pressure on that Celesteela. We do have to worry about that Salamence coming back in on the field though. So there's the Intimidate, just lowering that attack stat of the Mimikyu even further, and additionally that Celesteela as well in the process. We will get a Moonblast off, so it might appear as though we are going to see a Trick Room. And there it is. There's the Trick Room. Okay. So, Celesteela's putting a lot of pressure onto our Tapu Lele right now. So does the Mimikyu, to be honest, as well. So you might want to just withdraw Tapu Lele. We could just go for a Flare Blitz into the Celesteela, to be honest. I mean, yeah, we could probably keep in the Lele, but just in case the Tapu Koko's in the back, which it probably likely is. I kind of want to keep terrain on my side of the field if we can. So we'll bring in Chansey. It should be able to eat up any of these attacks coming out. We see a Leech Seed from the Celesteela into the Arcanine. And it doesn't gleam. So, don't mind that too much at all. Both Pokemon are going to be able to take that quite comfortably. And we do get the Flare Blitz into the Celesteela. I wouldn't have thought this would KO, but you never know. So, it mustn't be very heavily invested in defense. We do manage to pick up the KO there, which is really nice. And we'll see what my opponent brings in for their next slot. It is the Lurantis. Okay, so we do need to be a bit careful with this Pokemon. I think it has a Contrae ability. Contrae? That's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to go for a Will-O-Wisp into Lurantis, and I'm just going to Toxic the Mimikyu. Put it on a counter. I don't really need to worry about it too much. So we see a Leaf Storm. It does avoid Chansey. Everything is missing this turn. So we see another Dazzling Gleam come up from the Mimikyu and a Will-O-Wisp onto the Lurantis. So it kind of suggests that it's more of a special variant, maybe. Okay. So let's try again. Let's go for that. This time around, I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz into the Lurantis and a Toxic again into the Mimikyu. And there's a Leaf Storm. It does connect this time. Is going to be into the Arcanine. Do a decent amount of chip damage for a resisted move. And we get the Toxic into the Mimikyu and put it onto that counter. We'll probably see just another Dazzling Gleam, I'd imagine, come out from the Mimikyu. Yeah, and there's just another Dazzling Gleam just chipping us down slowly. But this is going to be enough. It's not enough to proc a berry, but with the Flare Blitz recoil, we should proc the berry here. And we may pick up the KO as well. So we just miss out on the KO. Going to proc a berry. And the burn damage should take that Lurantis down. Which then opens the door for Tapu Lele to come back in and deal with that Salamence. And then we can clean up the Mimikyu once the Salamence has been taken care of. But the Lurantis actually sticks around, so I think I'll go for a Morning Sun. Actually, yeah, I'll go for a Morning Sun, and I'm just going to Seismic Toss into the Lurantis. Such a weird Pokemon pronunciation. We see a Quick Claw activate on the Lurantis. Okay, so it goes for a Protect here. We go for the Seismic Toss. Does avoid it this turn round. Another Dazzling Gleam. But we'll be able to heal all of this damage off. We will further heal the Lurantis though. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I keep saying it so much. Do you know when you say something over and over and over again, you feel like it doesn't sound right? So it takes a little bit of sap damage from the Leech Seed on the Arcanine, but it still should be in Seismic Toss range after this burn damage. It'll start racking up now. So, and the dimensions turn back to normal. So let us go for I think I'll go for a Snarl here, just in case that Salamence comes in, and just a Seismic Toss onto the Lurantis. But we should be able to close this one up pretty quickly and get straight into another game. This will further boost the Lurantis' special attack with that Contrae ability. But we break the Disguise on the Mimikyu just to boot. Yeah, and we do outspeed it, so we'll get the KO. Not worrying about that boost that we've just given it from Snarl. And that was kind of the security there. And we see another Trick Room from the Mimikyu, setting another Trick Room up, which I don't know how much sense that makes, considering the Salamence is going to come in and it's definitely going to be probably outspeeding. You would imagine it. Well, it might not outspeed my Arcanine because we are running quite a fast Arcanine in this team. But the Chansey is definitely going to underspeed it. So we can just seismic toss it back into its Pokeball. So I'll just go for another Snarl here. Actually, I'm not going to. Let's try and quicken this up. I'll bring in Tapu Lele and go for a seismic toss onto the Salamence. We may even see a Draco Meteor or a Devastating Drake into that slot. So there's the seismic toss, and here it is. Here's the Z move. Oh, it's a Twinkle Tackle. Okay. From the Mimikyu. Is this into the Chansey? But if it is, it's probably based off maybe the Dazzling Gleam, so that's going to be a special attack. So, yeah. It's not really going to be doing too much at all, unfortunately. Yeah. And we see a Dragon Claw. It doesn't affect the Tapu Lele. So that was a nice switch in there. Because of the Trick Room as well, we're going to be outspeeding the Salamence in these field conditions. So, let's just double into it. I think, well, yeah. I mean, we could bring in Arcanine here for Chansey, which might be better, and then we can just double into the Mimikyu the next turn. But my opponent forfeits. It's a good game to my opponent. We didn't quite get to use any of those gimmicky techs that we had there, but hopefully we'll get to play around with them a little bit more in this next game that we go into. Keep saying I want to play it. Hopefully we get to play it. Hopefully we do before this episode's out. Hopefully we get a couple of more games in, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I always kind of keep in mind as well, I don't want to overextend the episodes, but if we're alright for time, we'll do 3 games. So we'll see how we get on in this next one. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find our opponent. But yes. And I think it's... so there we go. The bell rings. The Weatherman from the USE. And they're running a team of Tapu Koko, Alolan Raichu, Porygon 2, Araquanid, Kartana, and the horse, Mudsdale. So, really fun looking team, actually, really good looking team. It's got that Trick Room mode there with the Araquanid and the Mudsdale. It's going to be super threatening to our side of the field. Then you've got that really fast threatening mode with the Tapu Koko, throwing up the electric terrain, taking advantage of the ability on the Alolan Raichu, doubling its speed in the electric terrain, and then the Kartana just generally quite fast and threatening in all aspects. We can't spore it because of its grass typing, so we do need to be a bit careful with how we play around this. Do feel like Muck could be quite good here, although the Mudsdale does throw up a few problems there. If we can put the Forest's Curse onto Chansey, I think that might help us quite a lot. And we would have the option then as well to throw it out, you know, if the Kartana shows Sacred Sword, then we can put the Trick or Treat onto it as well. I am going to lead off with Smeagol, Tapu Lele here. Now what do I want to bring? Do I want to bring the Arcanine? Like the Arcanine's really good against the Kartana. And the Intimidate as well. I think for just that, we could potentially bring it. So we're going to bring the Arcanine. Running out of time. Didn't even look at the time there. But anyway, let's see. I think we would have probably picked the Arcanine regardless, just for the Kartana threat. It's a nice switch in for it. And you know, we can put the Forest Curse onto the Arcanine as well, which is just going to increase its longevity. So that's something else. A lot of the stuff in the team is going to be hitting it with electric or ground or water type attacks, and just kind of neutralising those with the Forest Curse is going to make things a lot easier for us. So we do see the Tapu Koko lead off with that Mudsdale. So we could potentially just go for a Parting Shot into the Tapu Koko and go for a Shattered Psyche into the Mudsdale, which I'm kind of tempted just to do, really. I mean, like anything that comes in on that slot is going to just take a huge amount of damage. You've got to imagine the Tapu Koko probably Volt switches here. But even if the Cortana comes in on the Mudsdale, I mean, it's probably going to go down if it's not sashed. So I'm quite happy just going for that here. So there's the parting shot with the Smeagol. We are going to just reduce the attack and special attack of that Tapu Koko. The only thing that could kind of throw us off here a little bit is maybe a Sky Drop from the Tapu Koko. I'll bring in Chansey here. Because it's more likely, I would think, to see probably electric type attack into that slot. So there's the Volt Switch. But it is into the Tapu Lele. Okay. So I wonder what we're going to see come in. But no Protect from that Mudsdale, which is quite interesting. We do see the Cortana hit the field. And here is Azimuth. So, Shattered Psyche into the Mudsdale slot. Which, depending on how it's trained, should pick up the KO. Unless it's maybe Assault Vested. But I don't know how likely that is. It's not a bad shout at all. So, let's see. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, so there it goes. So we pick up the KO on the Mudsdale, which is really nice. But now we're in a bit of a situation where we definitely need to switch our board position up because Cortana is putting a lot of pressure on both Pokemon that we've got out on the field at the moment. Tapu Koko as well. Right, I'm going to switch Chansey out to Arcanine. And do I just protect with Tapu Lele? You'd think the Cortana, I would potentially think the Cortana goes for the Chansey and the Tapu Koko targets into the Lele here. That would be my best guess. So let's just protect Lele. So we will bring in Arcanine. Get that Intimidate off onto the Cortana. It's not so important for the Tapu Koko here. We do protect Tapu Lele. And we'll see what my opponent decides to go for. So there's a Smart Strike into the Lele. So we're going to see... Oh, so Thunderbolt it into the Chansey. Okay. That is interesting. Need to try and get rid of this electric terrain. That's the thing. We might end up losing. We're in a bit of a sticky spot here. Because we haven't got Protect on Arcanine. We will go down to another Thunderbolt. And my opponent really has to Thunderbolt that slot. So we can switch in Chansey here. I don't know if we're going to be able to take a Smart Strike. We might be able to take a Smart Strike with Smeagol, maybe. I don't know though. -1. I think we're going to have to try it. So if Smeagol comes in and we can get through this turn, that's going to be massive for us. So there's the Smart Strike. Are we going to be able to take this? We do. Okay, so that's huge. This Thunderbolt's into Chansey, which it is. Excellent. Great. Okay, so that works out perfectly. Now, what do we want to do? What do we think my opponent's got as their last Pokemon? Probably the Porygon 2, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. Are we going to be better off going for a Grass typing on Chansey here, or the Trick or Treat? That Cortana is bound to have Sacred Sword, isn't it? Let's go Trick or Treat. So, let's start damaging the Cortana. And let's go Trick or Treat onto the Chansey. So, the Cortana actually withdraws, saving it for later, and we get the Araquanid in. So, it would have been better, really, all things considered, going for the Grass typing onto it. So there's another Thunderbolt. And Tapu Koko taking down the Smeagol. Okay. And we get a Seismic Toss into the Araquanid slot, which was the Kartana. So, I'm going to bring in Lele because the Araquanid may be in... I don't know, I don't think Psychic's going to be enough to take it down, but... Right, here, I'm going to... I think a Psychic and a Seismic Toss will be enough to take it down, so let's go for that combination into the Spider. Hopefully it doesn't protect here. So there's a Thunderbolt. No switches for my opponent. Thunderbolt and the Tapu Lele. We do get the Psychic into the Araquanid. Do some good damage. No berry, so the Seismic Toss will be able to pick up the KO, which is excellent. Okay, so we're locked in with Psychic Terrain now. No chance of that Electric Terrain coming back out. My opponent there maybe would have been better going for a Volt Switch if they have it, just to reset the terrain back in their favour. So they're putting a lot more pressure onto the Arcanine. Okay, so I think I'm just Seismic Tossing, and I'm going to bring in Seismic Toss the Kartana, bring in the Arcanine, get an Intimidate off. And I wonder if my opponent's going to remember that we put that Ghost typing on Chansey, because Sacred Sword can't touch us now. So their Smart Strike is into the Chansey though. Okay, but the damage isn't too bad. And a Thunderbolt into the Arcanine. Okay. That is, I think, Scarfed Kartana. I really think it is Scarfed Kartana. I'm going to switch Arcanine out into Tapu Lele again, just so I can cycle another Intimidate. Hopefully we lose it to... it's not Scarfed Kartana, what am I talking about? I don't think it is. It's not been moving before the Koko. No, it has, so it is Scarfed. So it is locked into Smart Strike. Okay. So you see a Thunderbolt and into the Lele slot. So we will get another Intimidate off onto this Kartana, which would be pretty nice. Get a Soft Boiled. So yeah, we don't really need to go for the Trick or Treat there, because Smart Strike doesn't worry about whether something is a Ghost type or not. But we will get another Intimidate onto this Kartana, and we can keep just hitting it with Seismic Tosses, which I think 3 will take it down, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go for another one there, and I'm going to go for a Morning Sun, just in case, on the off chance that my opponent doesn't attack the Arcanine this turn. But at least we now know that if it, no Beast Boost for the Kartana, so it is going to stay on -2 now. My opponent there may have been better off going for the Smart Strike into the Arcanine, hoping that picked up the kill. But we should be alright now with Chansey to win out this game. So I'm just going to Soft Boil, get some health back before we kind of try and finish off the Kartana, and then the Tapu Koko should be easy enough to take down after this. So there's another Smart Strike and a T-Bolt. But Chansey just taking those like a boss. Chansey is so bulky. So ridiculously bulky. Psychic Terrain disappears from the field. Let's go for that final Seismic Toss into the Kartana, and then we can deal with that Tapu Koko. So next week on the channel, guys, if you didn't know already, I did mention it earlier in the week, we're going to start on Monday with a hard Trick Room team. We haven't featured a hard Trick Room team so far this season on the channel, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We did have that request through, so next week, Monday, we will start playing that and see how we get on with it. So, but really looking forward to it. I think there's some really different choices in there that you normally see from these hard trick room teams. So hopefully you enjoy it, and looking forward to feedback from that team as well. I'd also like to hear as well, guys, if you'd like to see maybe some VGC content transitioned over to our live streams, because I'm quite happy to do maybe one day Battle Spot doubles live stream and then another day just School of Hard Knocks or something like that along those lines. So if that's the kind of thing, or we could even do the QR code series over there, so that's definitely an option. So let me know what your thoughts are with going forward with the live streams and things like that. So we're just going to chip away. It looks like we're going to be able to just hit this Tapu Koko 3 times and it should be done. And there's a T-ball. Sorry, I'm going to have to just text something very quickly. We do get paralysed there. And let's click in with this last one. This is so bad, guys. I'm super sorry. And there's a T-bolt. Ooh. Kind of risking that there, because if we got fully paralysed there, then a big damage roll on the next one might have been enough to pick up the KO onto the Chansey, but it doesn't matter, we won out. Chansey wins. Chansey saves the day, so that's good. And we're going to have one more battle, guys. We definitely have one more. Squeeze in. Since it's Friday as well. Good game to my opponent there. Again, we didn't really get the gimmicks and kind of the techs in full force there, but we'll try one more time. Third time lucky, as they always say. And we'll maybe mix it up, maybe bring the muck. We'll see what my opponent we bump into and what the team they've got. So hopefully we can do it. We can do it this time, because there is some nice. There's I remember when I was facing Jason at the Liverpool MSS. So I had a board position where I had Arcanine against a Gigalith, Choice Banded Gigalith, and a Celesteela. I'd put the grass typing onto my Arcanine. The Gigalith was burnt and locked into Earthquake, so it was literally doing nothing. The Celesteela couldn't leech seed my Arcanine. It couldn't. I put the grass typing onto the Gigalith as well, so I couldn't leech seed the Gigalith side seed or anything like that, so I completely shut it down. It was a really good end to the game. So if we can get something kind of along those lines working here, that would be ideal. But we've got our next opponent, and it is an EV team, so a QR code EV team. So they're running Smeagol, Eevee, Crocodile, Milotic, Tapu Lele, and Espion. What do we do here? Okay, so Scoff Smeagol is probably going to be quite good. Tapu Lele we're going to need to prevent the fake up from that pausing. Smeagol, this is going to be super difficult, I think. I feel like, going to have to really utilise the Tapu Lele quite well here. Let's see. Should we bring Muck here? Muck's really good. And should we bring Chansey as well? This is going to be a good test for the team. So let's see how we get on. Because when I was building the team, I didn't really think too much about EV teams at all. I wasn't expecting to play many the next day, and it didn't really come into my thought process. So this is going to be very interesting to see how we go up against it. So my opponent leading off exactly the same as us with that Smeagol and that Tapu Lele. So I think what we'll do here is go for a Spore into the Tapu Lele, and we'll go for a Psychic into the opposing Smeagol. We could taunt it, I guess. But I'll just go for the Psychic, I think. We could protect, to be honest, because my opponent might go for the Spore into my Tapu Lele. Or they may protect their Tapu Lele, go for the Spore with their Smeagol into mine. Or go for the Follow Me like we've seen in previous games, which wouldn't be ideal. So I think what I'll do is just go for a Parting Shot into the Tapu Lele and go for a Psychic into the Smeagol, just in case we see a Follow Me come out. Okay, so there's a Protect from the opposing Tapu Lele. Parting Shot blocked. And a Spore into our Smeagol. Oh, not so great. But we will get the Psychic off. It'll probably just take it down to its Sash though, which it does. And we're going to get Spored this next turn, I think, with that Tapu Lele. We see Moody activating on this Smeagol. But its accuracy just dropped, which could be quite helpful for us. I think here what I'm going to do is just switch in Muck. We've completely lost our Smeagol, really, this game, being asleep on the sleep counter. Which is a bit unfortunate, but let's see if we can adapt here. So we'll withdraw Smeagol to take any potential Psychic type attacks coming out from that opposing Tapu Lele here. We do see a Spore, it does hit. And we're going to see a Dazzling Gleam from the Tapu Lele in the opposing end of the field. Okay. And some more Moody boosts. So we see Special Attack boost and a Defense drop. Okay. So, we're definitely going to see a Spore into the Muck, aren't we? So we can kind of just play to hope to wake up here with our Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele on my opponent's end does withdraw, and that Eevee makes its way onto the field. Okay. So we should have really Spored the opposing Smeagol that first turn. That was our biggest crux of this game so far, I think. More Moody boosts, special defensive boost, defense fell again. I need to stop this Eevee from baton passing. So I'm going to go for a Poison Jab, and I'm going to go for a Taunt with my Tapu Lele into the Eevee slot. There's a Spore, doesn't miss, it does hit, even with the accuracy drop. And now we're going to wake up with Tapu Lele. No, so we're going to see the Extreme Evo boost. But I'm going to have to cut this out because, as we all know, for some reason YouTube do not like the animation being played. So I get to see it now, but we'll use that nice one that Giovanni Costa created and kindly give us for our last episode where the video got pulled. So I think his animation's way better than the actual Game Freak one anyway, to be honest. So this isn't going to be great because we're probably going to see maybe the Tapu Lele get switched in. Or it could be the Crocodile. Could be the Crocodile. So more Moody boosts and another accuracy drop for that Smeagol. I wonder if my opponent has brought the Crocodile here. Kind of would make sense that it would be the Crocodile over everything else. So I'm going to go for a knockoff into the Eevee slot. Hopefully I wake up and just a Moonblast into the Eevee slot to get some damage on the opposing Crocodile. But we're going to see just to follow me here. We will see the baton pass and we're going to get shut down completely here. Because this is definitely going to be Crocodile. 100% I would say. Things are not looking too good. Should have just left it at that last game. 2-0, even though we hadn't got it off. And it would have been a great finish. But no, we had to carry on. Play the Eevee team. And my opponent just thinking about what he wants to bring in, whether be the Tapu Lele or the whatever they've brought. If they haven't brought the Crocodile, I would imagine it may be the Tapu Lele. Oh, it's a Milotic. Okay. That's interesting. So Tapu Lele does wake up. We are going to get the Moonblast, but it does miss. Of course it does, because of the evasion boost. And the Psychic Terrain does disappear from the field. More Moody boosts. And another accuracy drop. Okay. So we'll go for another knockoff into the Milotic. And I think here I'm going to sack my Smeagol. Hopefully my opponent targets into that Tapu Lele slot. Takes down the Smeagol, so we get the Tapu Lele back in with the Psychic Terrain up. And there's a Scald from the Milotic into that Tapu Lele. Should be enough, yeah, is enough to take down the Smeagol. We're going to see another Spore, but Muck's already asleep. And stays asleep. Come on, wake up, Muck. Okay, so we could bring in. I kind of need to get rid of this Smeagol though. That's the problem. Right, so Muck has to wake up this next turn, right? So we need to get rid of this Smeagol here. So I'm just gonna knock off into it, and I'm gonna go for a. Actually. Yeah, if I knock off into the Smeagol and protect Tapu Lele here, that kind of works out a little bit better. Because at the end of the day, we've still got Chansey in the back. And Chansey's going to be able to tank all of those Scalds and things that we see coming out from the Milotic. So there's a Scald that is into the Tapu Lele slot. Muck does wake up eventually, gets that knockoff. Hits as well, takes down the Smeagol, so that's nice. So that's really good. So we can launch our Z-move off this next turn. Like I say, we do have the Chansey to come in. So I don't feel completely lost at the moment. Right, so let's go for a combination knockoff and a Shattered Psyche into this Milotic here. Oh, I didn't click Shattered Psyche, I just clicked Psychic. Ah, oh, okay. So we see the EV detect. We're going to see a Scald come out. Can my Lele survive this? Yeah. We should have went for the Shattered Psyche. That is a bit annoying. We're going to get the Psychic off, which would have been a Shattered Psyche, which would have done a heck of a lot more damage than that. And there's the knockoff. What item are we going to lose? So leftovers, which is alright. I'm going to protect Muck here because I don't want to lose Muck just yet. And I'm going to try, in this turn, go for the Shattered Psyche into the Milotic. Ha! And there's a Helping Hand. I wonder if they're going to target into the Muck this turn then. It would kind of make a lot more sense, I think, going for the Muck with the Helping Hand boost with its... It is, so we're going to get the Shattered Psyche off anyway, so that's brilliant. I don't expect it to KO, but it's going to do enough damage to it to put it in range for something else to come in, like maybe Seismic Toss. But we do have to be aware that it probably has Recover as well. So if we bring Chansey in, we'll be able to get a Toxic off onto it, put it on a timer straight away, and we might be able to close out this game with Chansey by itself. And even though we haven't got any text shown off here, we've still got a chance. So Shattered Psyche doing some decent enough damage. Right, so let's just go for Poison Jab and a Psychic. I mean, we could keep Tapu Lele round till later, to be honest, but I'm just going to double into the Eevee here. Let's see what this Milo... okay, so we're probably just going to see a Recover. That's fine. The reason I'm not attacking into the Milotic as well with the Muck is because I want to Poison Jab it, but I don't want to just poison it. I kind of want to wait till Chansey comes in, go for that Toxic. So Lele is going to go down here. and we'll be able to bring in Chansey now. We can go straight for that Toxic onto the Melodic. I'm just going to protect Muck from any possible helping hand shenanigans this turn anyway. And we'll go for that Toxic into the Melodic. So there's a helping hand again. We're going to try again to go for that Muck. I might just be targeting into the Chansey, to be honest, because they know how much of a threat it is. Yeah. But even a helping hand. Okay, so they do pick up the burn, which is a bit unfortunate. And now they can target into the Muck this next turn. So, And the Psychic Terrain disappears. So we can go for Poison Jab into the EV slot. And I'm going to go for a Heal Bell here with Chansey, just to get rid of that burn damage. That's another thing I've got on Chansey. So I've got a Heal Bell. Heal Pulse is another option, but I felt Heal Bell. If I come up against one-on-one with another, something that does want to stall it out with Toxic or attempt to, I can Toxic it can Toxic me. Wow, Muck takes that. Brilliant, no burn. And then I can Heal Bell, get rid of my Toxic damage while theirs is still there, and we can win out quite easily in the end. So Muck hangs on, just because it's such a bulky Pokemon. Gets the Poison as well on the Eevee, which is nice. And we do get the Heal Bell, which is one of the coolest animations. And when I was using it at the tournament, I was just loving it. I was like, these bells gone off. It was really cool. Okay. So this next turn we can just go for a Soft Boiled. Everything's on kind of a counter now. Does my opponent target into the Chansey or the Muck? Because we could potentially go for another Poison Jab into the Eevee and get rid of it. But I'm just going to protect Muck. Just keep it around a bit longer and just Soft Boiled with Chansey while I've got the opportunity to. So Eevee actually withdraws. We're going to see Tapu Lele come back in. And we'll see what this Melodic goes for. So we get the Protect off with Muck. And just another Recover. So we could have actually got an attack off with Muck there. And we'll just recover. But the thing is that Melodic can recover as much as it wants, because it's just not going to be able to out-damage Chansey here. And that Toxic is going to take it down eventually. You know, it's doubling every turn, so it's only a matter of time before it actually goes down. Here we'll go for a the Tapu Lele is kind of maybe going to protect here, so we could just double into the Melodic, I guess, or we could go for just a Toxic into the Tapu Lele as well, put it on a counter, and just go for a Poison Jab into the Melodic slot. Do see a Skull come out. Muck does survive. Oh, okay, so we see a Psych Up from the Tapu Lele. That's interesting. So we're going to get a Poison Jab off into the Melodic. So it was a good job we went for that Toxic into the Lele here. This might make our job a little bit more difficult with Chansey, because if they start doubling into us, but when's that Melodic going to go down? Maybe 2 more turns, maybe. So, do I just protect? Actually, I'm going to go for a Poison Jab into the Tapu Lele, and I'm going to go for a Seismic Toss into it as well. The Melodic maybe will go for a Recover here. Just actually withdraws to reset the Toxic count and loses those stat boosts, so that's alright. We might see Dazzling Gleam come out. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam. So this will pick up the KO onto the Muck. Does decent enough damage to the Chansey. But I wonder if my opponent's plan is, I wonder if they've got the Z move on Tapu Lele and they're going to go Helping Hand Z move. I wonder. Well, we'll soon find out, because that's kind of, we're just going to have to go for a Soft Boiled here, I think. just in case they do launch that. I don't know if it'll take down Chansey. I don't know, I think we can take a Helping Hand +2 Shad Psyche. But we're not going to see it, we're just going to see the Eevee switch out, Melodic come back in, and just a Psychic onto Chansey here. So hopefully no special attack drops, which we don't see. We're just going to be able to soft boil ourselves back up to full health, which is, well, near enough full health, which is nice. And that Tapu Lele is going to go down this next turn. So we can go for just a Seismic Toss into it, because that'll be enough to pick up the KO onto it with the toxic damage as well. We may even see it switch out. No, it just stays in, doesn't want to waste the boosts, goes for that Psychic. Still does a good chunk of damage. Melodic going for the Psych up this turn. So we do get the Seismic Toss off. Ooh, so Super Berry. Okay, that kind of throws everything a little bit out the window slightly, because now my opponent can double up into us and it might be enough. Ooh, what's our health? What's our health like? So the Psychic Terrain disappears. That's done us a huge favour. Right, let's just soft boiled and hope we get through this turn. I think we should be able to. So there's the Psychic. Let's see the damage. Okay. Oh, I don't know if we're going to take a Scald, +2 Scald. No, we're not. Oh, how unfortunate, how close. Super Berry on that Tapu Lele came in super clutch for my opponent there. I think we got away with it anyway to that point, because if the Crocodile had been the thing in the back when my opponent had passed that to with the Eevee, then it would have been a completely different game. It was just the fact that we brought the Chansey and they just had special attackers rather than any physical attackers in that regard. We nearly got there as well. I thought Chansey might be able to do it, but never mind. But we're going to wrap things up there, guys. Thank you for sticking with us until the end. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, as always, please leave a like on the video. It's massively appreciated. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe so you get all the daily updates for when our videos are coming out. We've got our daily content with the School of Hard Knocks, our Battle Spot Double series, which is on a Tuesday and a Thursday, QR code series, which we haven't done for a couple of weeks. But we'll be back with that next week, and I have a huge special treat for you guys next Wednesday evening. Do stay tuned for it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we might have a special guest on the episode, maybe. But you'll have to wait and see, and you'll have to come around on Wednesday, because I'm not going to reveal anything up until the point. We'll just go into the episode and you'll see what we've got for you. It's going to be very fun though. It's been a long time in the works, so I'm very excited about next Wednesday's QR code episode. Like I say, we've got that, then we've got the MBL. So this evening, guys, hop over to my mate Hibiki's channel, my teammate Hibiki, Alex's channel. He will have the team builder up on his channel for our preparations this week in the MBL Season 2 Week 10 match against Team Not Scald. So do hop over there. We've got a very good strategy going on this week, and looking forward to the game, which will be on my channel here, right here, tomorrow at 8 PM UK time against Team Not Scald, and we need wins. So we've got 2 more weeks left. We've got this week, tomorrow's game against Team Not Scald, and then we've got Team Subs the following week, which is the final week of the Swiss round. So if we can win out, we guarantee top cut. So that's all we've got to do. That is all we've got to do. So it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely possible. So we're quite confident going into tomorrow's game, and we'll just have to see how things pan out. But it's going to be a lot of fun to watch either way. We've got a really good strategy going into that. And we'll be back on Monday for a School of Hard Knocks episode with that Hard Trick Room team that I'm looking forward to featuring for at least a couple of weeks, and get some really good games in with that. So as always, guys, if you have suggestions and things that you want to see played on the channel or featured or anything like that, do let me know. I'm happy to take requests in and put them onto the channel for you guys. So thanks as always for watching. Go away, have an amazing weekend. Whatever you end up doing, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, having fun. That are the main 2 things, and we will see you again on Monday. It's always a pleasure, guys. So until then, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.